Welcome to chapter 2 of the book of Helaman. Now, I probably won't be going over the book of Helaman chapter by chapter. I haven't been doing this in previous books, but chapter 2 is another important chapter to focus on. And here we get into Kishkumen and Gadianton, and of course Helaman, who was the grandson of Alma, who was the first chief judge. So, chapter 2, Kishkumen had just murdered Pehoran. And so now, in this chapter, Helaman, grandson of Alma, is now the sixth chief judge of Zarahemla. And Kishkumen, he's pretty confident in himself. He can run pretty fast, and he's pretty sneaky. So he has it in his heart to murder Helaman. Now, Helaman was given the plates by Shiblon. So it's very likely that Helaman is also the high priest. So he's got double duty, just like his grandfather did. So he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. But anyway, Kishkumen is eager to murder Helaman because Gadianton, who was a really silver-tongued slick talker, persuaded Kishkumen and his entire band that if they put him in the judgment seat, he would give to them high offices. So he would make them all judges and they'd all get rich together. And so Kishkumen was excited. He says, I'll do it. And well, Helaman, he's got a servant, and this servant, he seems to be a pretty good spy, doing a little bit of police work. He managed to get in on this band of Kishkumen, and so he knew the signs. And so one night, Kishkumen meets the servant of Helaman and says, "Hey, let's go murder Helaman. We're gonna be made judges, and we're all gonna get rich. And Gadianton will take over the judgment seat." And Helaman's servant says, "Okay, let's do it." And so they're heading to the judgment seat. And when Helaman's servant realizes that Kishkumen really is going to go through with this, Helaman's servant stabs Kishkumen to the heart. Kishkumen didn't even have a chance to cry out in pain or nothing. He just fell dead. And so when Kishkumen failed to show up back at the secret headquarters of the Gadiantons, Gadianton and his now his new band of robbers took a secret passage out of Zarahemla, and we'll hear about them later on. And so that's how the servant of Helaman foiled Gadianton's plans to take over the judgment seat. So there's always problems, and it seems to me that whoever was the chief judge of Zarahemla, he got paid pretty well. I think it was a high-paying job, and it's apparently something that everybody coveted. I don't see how any of the Gadiantons would even care to be high up in office if it didn't pay anything. I mean, very few people, I should say, like doing volunteer work, that kind of volunteer work. And that's that way today. Here in the U.S., politicians, they get rich. They become millionaires on politicians' salaries. So, there's always a lot of double dealings and insider information in secret places and in low places. So anyway, I'm just going to finish by reading the last few verses of Helaman chapter 2. And more of, this is verse 12 through 14. And more of this Gadianton shall be spoken hereafter, and thus ended the 42nd year of the reign of the judges over the people of Nephi. And behold, in the end of this book ye shall see that this Gadianton did prove the overthrow, yea, almost the entire destruction of the people of Nephi. Behold, I do not mean the end of the book of Helaman, but I mean the end of the book of Nephi, from which I have taken the account which I have written. So we're talking about the plates of Nephi, which Mormon abridged. And so if you watched yesterday's video, this is what I meant by the beginning of the end of the Nephite civilization.